Hey guys, me again with another YouTube video. Today we're going to be looking at another model of mine that's kind of a follow-up to another video. So if you guys haven't already, go watch the SVD video because I'm not going to really cover a lot of this particular gun because it's the same thing with a slight difference in variations. So I'm not going to cover everything on this model because I covered a lot of it in the SVD video. So don't be afraid to go check out the SVD video. This here is the N70. I have only seen one video on this gun and one image of this gun ever, and that was on a Forgotten Weapons video on the history of the SVD. If you want to go find out more stuff about it outside of me telling you, don't be afraid to go look at Ian's channel at Forgotten Weapons and look for the SVD history video that he put out. This, like I said, is the N70. This is a prototype of the Dragunov, and this is going to sound so crazy, but they basically wanted to, at one point in time, take the Dragunov and turn it into an RPK, an idea. It is so crazy to think about that, because we all know that the Dragunov shoots a really, really big, heavy-duty cartridge already. And then they said, you know what, let's put a heavier barrel on it, let's put it with 15 and 20 round magazines, and then slap a bipod on it, and we'll use it as basically what the Americans used in World War II, the BAR. We'll turn it into a BAR. Honestly, if you think about it, it has a 20 round magazine. This has a 20 round magazines. BAR has an integrated bipod. This has an integrated bipod. BAR has a little bit of a heavier barrel than most Thompsons or M1 Garands at the time. This also has a little bit of a heavier barrel than that. Kind of interesting how that works. Again, this was a prototype. I've only ever seen one image of it, and the best that image did was actually from this angle right about here-ish. So there wasn't really much to go off of as far as what I could tell. Also, apparently, like I said, this uses 20 round magazines, but I guess the 20 round magazines were destroyed or lost, and they were never really photographed or anything. I've seen a couple images on Google Images when I searched for 20 round SVD magazines. I saw a few that were more modern. I don't know if those are reproductions or what, but I did kind of take some liberty with that. But the bipod is actually pretty accurate to what it looks like on the N70, as is the heavy barrel. That's two of the changes. The stock actually has a little bit of a slight difference here. I don't know if that was intended or not, but it is there. Maybe as like an early prototype stage of the Dragunov stock, this is what it actually looked like, but I'm not entirely too sure. Plus the 20 round magazines, and that's really it. So like I said, go check out my SVD video if you want to know more about the standard SVD. In this video, we're only going to be taking a look at the changes that I made in particular. So the first thing is obviously the heavy barrel. That was pretty simple. That just involved using car tire pieces and setting them up. So, like I said, pretty basic stuff, pretty simple, not a whole lot going on. And then our bipod, this actually has a range of motion. You can see it's connected here in this Technic pin, so we can actually, let's say you're trying to reload the weapon, you can actually pivot it on its bipod off to the side to reload, make things a little bit easier. So that does actually move from side to side. We can also fold our legs, so if we just take and drop this in, and then get the right fold. We can fold this up. There's no particular place that this locks into place. Like I said, there's only one image. I don't really know how this locks. There's like this weird thing that hangs off the back of them that I think is what they use to lock it, but I'm not entirely sure. But in the folded state, this is what it looks like. Pretty simple. It almost kind of looks like an AK-107 or 108 with this weird counterbalance mechanism going on out here. But that is what the bipod looks like in its folded state, as far as I can tell. Again, this uses 20 round magazines instead of 10 rounds. Oh, and the other modification for this is that this would actually use a full auto, semi-auto trigger group like a normal AK RPK. So it would not just be limited to strictly semi-automatic. This does actually use full auto fire. So just imagine that as well. Kind of crazy to think about, but yeah. And then again, the only other modification that I can tell is the stock was slightly different, and that it had this weird backwards slope to it as opposed to the normal SVD stock itself. Pretty basic stuff. Again, Russia be crazy sometimes. Again, please go check out the Forgotten Weapons video on it, because there is so many different unique variants. They made a variant that takes 5.45 magazines, so they could see if they could turn it into basically an AK-47. Well, 5.45 magazines, so an AK-74, but you guys get the idea. They put a huge AK-74 magazine on it. Like the prototype image that the guy provided, it looked like it was like a 40-round AK-74 magazine. They made another version that used flechette ammunition in it. It had a weird barrel on it, like it almost looks like a show-shot barrel at the end of it. It's kind of weird looking. They made another version that was a stamped receiver instead of a milled receiver, and that actually failed because it was too flimsy. And then you get into all the different modern versions nowadays, so the ones with like the folding stocks, the new plastic furniture, the railed dust covers, like all this other stuff. Nowadays it's a lot more modern itself, but yeah, that's about it. That's the N70, not the whole lot going on here in terms of detail. I just wanted to show you guys something really cool that I haven't found the information on other than that Forgotten Weapons video. So yeah, imagine this being issued to Russian troops, a full auto 20-round mag-fed SVD. That's just so insane to think about. Yeah, how times have changed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. If you guys want to see more posts by me outside of what I'm doing on YouTube, and a whole bunch of other people in the LEGO gun community that could be considered better than me, I highly recommend you go and check out My Different Username's Discord server. Go check out his channel at My Different Username. There should be links to the server in descriptions of his video, and you guys should be able to join from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos.